There are press gaggles, and then there are moments where reality just slips sideways. This was one of those moments, when a reporter asked Donald Trump whether he had seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth. After Barack Obama joked about aliens, Trump didn't laugh it off. He didn't dodge. He escalated. He said Obama gave classified information and made a big mistake. Let that sink in.
Put you out of business there. Any questions?
Mr. President, you took a kind of a little bit of a swipe at AOC today, and I was just wondering...
Well, her performance was horrible. I was surprised, actually. I didn't know she was stupid.
So how would you have answered the question that she was asked about whether the U.S. should support Taiwan if they're...
Well, I would have just said, it's none of your business right now, because I wouldn't answer that question anyway. I wouldn't respond to a question like that. That's war. When it comes to war, you don't talk about your strategy. She could have done that very easily. She had no idea. I don't think she knew what Taiwan was. That was the problem. You don't talk about military strategy. She could have taken an easy pass on that one. That was not a good answer. Could be death-defying, because I suspect that'll be used in every campaign for the next 30 years against her. That was not a good one, Peter. What do you think?
I got a question about something big overseas today. The former Prince Andrew arrested by the police there, related to something with Jeffrey Epstein. Do you think people in this country at some point, associates of Jeffrey Epstein, will wind up in handcuffs too?
Well, you know, I'm the expert in a way because I've been totally exonerated. That's very nice. So I can actually speak about it very nicely. I think it's a shame. I think it's very sad. I think it's so bad for the royal family. It's a very, very sad. To me, it's a very sad thing. When I see that, it's a very sad thing. To see it and to see what's going on with his brother, who's obviously coming to our country very soon, and he's a fantastic man, the king. So I think it's a very sad thing. It's really interesting because nobody used to speak about Epstein when he was alive, but now they speak. But I'm the one that can talk about it because I've been totally exonerated. I did nothing. In fact, the opposite. He was against me. He was fighting me in the election, which I just found out through the last 3 million pages of documents. Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
You said today on Iran, bad things will happen if
Yeah,
Iran
bad things.
doesn't
Really
make
bad
the deal.
things.
What will that
I'm not going to talk to you about that.
Okay, can you just know what is the goal if there is a U.S. military
Well, we're
strike?
either make a deal or we're going to get a deal one way or the other.
But with a military strike, is it to wipe out their nuclear program?
I'm not going to talk to you about that, but we're either going to get a deal or it's going to be unfortunate for them.
And since they 10 days, have you given them a deadline firm to make a deal?
I would think that would be enough time, 10, 15 days, pretty much maximum.
Mr. President, when you have the Board of Peace, obviously there's a lot of countries that you're trying to get on. What countries would you like to see join the Board of Peace the most?
Well, we have a lot that are on, and we have a lot that are going through the process of getting on. They have to get legislative approval, etc. And we've had billions of dollars put up already by the countries that are on. You saw some of the big players today. It's been very successful. Everyone's going to want to be on. Everyone wants to be on. Some have to go back to their legislatures to get approval.
Would you want like China, Russia, any of those guys?
I would love to have China and Russia. They've been invited. Yeah.
Something that got a lot
You
of
need both. You need all persuasions. No discrimination.
something that got a lot of attention this week. Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know?
So aliens are real.
Well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it. A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it. Do you believe it, Peter?
Well, the president can declassify anything that he wants to. So
Well,
if
maybe
you
I'll
want
get
to
him
make
out
an
of trouble.
announcement,
I may get him out of trouble by declassifying.
We know illegal aliens are real.
Yeah, illegal. Only illegals. What else?
based on what you've been told, what do you think happened to Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy?
Boy, it's so crazy. It's so bad. I didn't like when they were talking about the going after the pacemaker and you know, before they even started going after it, they're coming and reporting it. So if in fact they could do it that way, the person would say, well, I'm not going to let that happen, right? So bad things would happen if he not going to let that happen. I can't imagine why they would have done that. And just in terms of strategy, just one little piece, I don't know, but we have to start reporting on other subjects also and see what happens. It's a very sad situation.
Sir, they're
And
trying
with
to take
Iran,
off.
if the whole point
Yeah,
of
I have to take off. I'll come back.
Thanks.
All right?
Yeah.
A question about aliens turns into an accusation of mishandling classified material. And that wasn't even the strangest part of this exchange. Because this press moment wasn't just about UFOs, it was a cascade. Taiwan strategy, Prince Andrew, Jeffrey Epstein, Iran deadlines, Russia and China joining a border of peace, and then aliens. The room bounced from geopolitics to conspiracy-adjacent territory in minutes. But Trump's pattern stayed consistent. When asked how he would handle a sensitive Taiwan question, one that could implicate war strategy, he criticized a political opponent's intelligence rather than answer directly. He said, essentially, you don't talk about military strategy. Fair point. But then, when asked about Iran and possible military strikes, he refused to elaborate again, repeating that bad things would happen if no deal is reached. No clarity, no specifics, just ominous phrasing. This is strategic ambiguity, amplified. Then came Prince Andrew and Epstein. Trump called the situation very sad for the royal family. He emphasized that he had been totally exonerated. He repeated that he could speak about Epstein because he did nothing wrong, and even claimed Epstein was against him politically. That framing matters. Rather than address whether associates of Epstein might face charges in the U.S., Trump pivoted to personal vindication. The subject shifts from systemic accountability to individual absolution. And then, just when the conversation had already ricocheted across continents and scandals, a reporter asked about aliens. Obama had joked previously about extraterrestrial mysteries, as presidents often do. But Trump didn't treat it as a joke. He framed it as a potential breach of classification rules. He gave classified information. That line reframes humor as misconduct. It does two things simultaneously. It casts suspicion on Obama, and it elevates the topic from novelty to national security. But here's the contradiction. Moments later, when pressed further, Trump said he doesn't know whether aliens are real. He said he doesn't talk about it. He floated the possibility of declassifying something to get him out of trouble. So is it classified? Is it not? Was there a breach? Or was this political theater? This is where pattern becomes important. Throughout the entire exchange, Trump avoided precise answers to sensitive issues. On Taiwan, he refused specifics. On Iran, he refused specifics. On Epstein associates, he deflected. On aliens, he accused and then hedged. The through line isn't aliens. It's control of narrative. When Trump doesn't want to answer directly, he reframes the frame. If a question risks vulnerability, he pivots to strength. If it risks complexity, he pivots to accusation. Calling Obama's comments classified wasn't about extraterrestrials. It was about signaling authority, about positioning himself as the guardian of secrets. And this tactic works because it creates spectacle. Instead of debating policy, the media cycle shifts to, did Obama reveal classified info about aliens? It's absurd enough to trend. It's serious enough to debate. And it pulls oxygen away from more grounded issues, like Iran negotiations, Epstein investigations, or geopolitical alliances. That's the brilliance and the danger. Because when every subject becomes a performance, clarity suffers. Take the Epstein portion again. Trump emphasized his exoneration, but he didn't directly answer whether others in the U.S. might face accountability. That's a public interest question. Instead, we're talking about aliens. That's narrative jujitsu. Now, let's be fair. Presidents often joke about UFO questions. Obama himself has played along in interviews. But what separates this moment is the escalation to a legal accusation. If you say someone disclosed classified information, that's not humor. That's alleging wrongdoing. And yet, there was no follow-up evidence, no specifics, no citation of what exactly was disclosed, just assertion. This is the modern press dynamic in a nutshell. Rapid-fire questions, rapid-fire pivots, and a cloud of ambiguity where substance should be. The Taiwan answer suggested you don't telegraph strategy. The Iran answer suggested consequences without detail. The Epstein answer emphasized personal innocence. The alien answer turned satire into suspicion. Each response reinforces a single theme. Speak in broad strokes, avoid granular detail, and keep control of tone. The risk? Public trust erodes when clarity is optional. If alien comments are classified breaches, say how. If Iran has a deadline, specify it. If Epstein associates face scrutiny, explain the process. Instead, we got spectacle. And spectacle travels faster than policy. If you believe presidents should answer directly when national security is invoked, if you think accusations of classified leaks deserve precision, not implication, and if you want political analysis that separates theater from substance, like the video. Subscribe for deeper breakdowns. And tell me in the comments, was this a serious national security concern or just another headline-grabbing pivot? Because when aliens become classified scandals, something else is always happening beneath the surface.